Hello there, my name is Peter Thompson and this is one of my top tips, and this is about playing on the golf course when you are on a downslope. In other words, the ground is sloping this way. I've always believed that to play shots of slopes, any slope, you need to simply adapt your normal swing. Now, this means if your swing isn't as good as it could be, then all of these more difficult shots become more difficult. So try and get your swing as good as you can and as basic as you can, so when you do have to play these shots, and you will have to play them, you have some idea how to play them. If the ground is sloping this way, then it's quite difficult for you to transfer your weight as you would do normally. In a normal swing, your weight moves into the right heel, then into the left side, and then you hit the ball, and then you finish in balance. On a slope, this is nearly impossible. It's quite hard to transfer your weight up the hill, and it's very easy to transfer your weight down the hill, but then you tend to lose your balance. So what I would do is treat these shots as being quite difficult shots. Don't try and be too clever. Just try and play the shot forward, down towards the green, maybe onto a flatter lie for an easier next shot. I would always stand to the slope, so rather than standing this way, you'd stand slightly this way, but try and keep your weight slightly back to give you a little bit more balance. You won't be able to transfer your weight properly down the hill, so play the ball back in the stance. So if you normally play the ball inside the left heel, this is a 7-iron, then on a down slope, play the ball back in the stance, because you're going to hit the ball sooner than normal by having it further back in the stance. The ball is too far forward, you simply cannot transfer your weight as normal. By having the ball back in the stance, you want to reduce the loft, so rather than taking maybe a 7-iron, take maybe a 9-iron, depending on the slope, of course. If you have a good practice ground on your course, or if you're allowed to practice actually on the golf course, then please practice these shots so that when you do come to play them, you'll have some idea how to play them. So don't try and play a clever shot, try and play a practical shot. So stand with the slope slightly, but make sure you're not going too far forward. Play the ball further back in the stance and change the club depending on the slope. And if you're going to try and play a club with a little loft off these downhill lies, then I would suggest you maybe don't. If you try and play a fairway wood, for example, or a club with 15-20 degrees of loft, and you play the ball back in the stance on the downslope, then the ball is going to simply roll on the ground. So don't be too clever, just try and play a practical shot and think about where you want the ball to be for your next shot. All golf shots to me are about where do you want to hit the ball to be in the best position for the next shot. It's like playing chess. Think about where you want to be for the next shot. So on these slopes, ball further back, change the club. As you swing down to hit the ball, you could try and move your knees down the slope. That's what I would do to try and get the club head to go down the slope as well. So a lot more knee movement down the slope, so you can then hit the ball possibly better than you would do if you just spread your normal swing, just then you transfer weight is 0. So ball back, hands forward, drop your knees down so you can hit the ball and expect the ball to go quite low. I hope this helps, I'm sure it will, and again, please practice these shots before you try and play them on the golf course. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much.